We continue now at the top of Daf Tzadi Tes Amud Aleph and Meseches Pesachim. This is Pesachim Daf 99a. The Gemara brought a brayso on the previous summit, and it said that if nobody says anything, let's say you have a group that lost their Korban Pesach, and one guy goes out to try to find an animal, and the rest of the group goes and tries to find. So if nobody said anything, so then they're not achroi and zelazeh, they're not responsible one to the other. Each one can just take whatever animal they find. And so the Gemara continues, Mikan amru chachamim, from here the chachamim say, Yafeh shtika lechachamim, that it's good to be quiet for the wise people. Kal v'chomer l'tipshim, and certainly for those who are not wise, silence is good. Shenemar, like the pasuk says, Evel machrish chacham yechashev, somebody who is foolish when he's quiet, so then he's considered to be a chacham, he's going to be considered to be wise. Rashi over here says, Mikan amru mibnei davar kazeh amru yafeh shtika v'chula, because of this idea, the Chachamim say that it's good to be quiet. Sheilu amar v'yamru hasheni ein lo takana. Because had everybody said, had he said, you look for me, and they told him, you look for us, so then there would be no fixing the situation. It would be problematic. Lo amar v'lo amru, but if nobody says anything, shneihen ru'in zeh ochel mishalo v'chulu, then each one can take from whatever animal they find. There are less problems. So that's why the Chachamim, they had from this idea, this concept that yafeh shtika is a good thing. And the Gemara continues quoting the Mishnah. The Mishnah said, Shnayim shenisarvu pischeim v'chulu. Let's say you have two people and their Korban Pesachs get mixed up. They don't know which animal belongs to whom. So what they do is they get two people from the marketplace, and Reuven says to one of the people in the marketplace, you're appointed to whichever animal was mine. We don't know which it is. Shimon says to the other individual, you're appointed to whichever one is mine. And then they grab two animals. And Reuven will say to the person from the marketplace who's on Shimon's animal, he brings him in his group and he says, look, if this animal that I grabbed is mine, then you join me. And if this animal really belongs to Shimon, so really you're in that group, it's yours, so then I'm going to join you. And that's how they do it. So by bringing other people in, that's how they're able to solve this problem. So the Gemara says, Lema masnisin delok Reb Yehuda. Let us suggest that our Mishnah does not follow the Tana Reb Yehuda. The Tanya, because we learned in a brayso, Vim Yima Tabayis Miyos Miseh. It says again the simple understanding of the pasuk. If there are too few people in the house for one lamb, so then they bring in other people to join them. They can't really eat that much food. But the drasha is Melamed Shemismatin V'Holchen. It shows you, this pasuk teaches you Yima Tabayis, that people can withdraw from a Korban Pesach. Uvilvad sheyehei echad mimnei chabura kayim, as long as you have somebody from the original group still around. Divrei Rabbi Yehuda, that's Rabbi Yehuda's opinion. Rabbi Yossi says, Uvilvad shelo yaniach es haPesach kemoshu. You don't have to have anyone from the original group around. You just have to make sure that there's somebody appointed. In other words, the difference between Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Yossi is, Rabbi Yehuda says you can withdraw from a Korban Pesach, but there must be somebody from the original group. Meaning at the time that the animal was purchased, at the time that you started this entire process, somebody from the original group needs to be there. You can't withdraw everyone from the original group. Rabbi Yossi says, no, that's not a problem. You don't need to have people from the Chabura Rishona, from the original group. You just have to have that there's one person. It can't be without Bailim. There has to be some kind of Bailim. So the Gemara is saying Rabbi Yossi would fit with our Mishnah fine, because the Bailim might be the guy that you got from the marketplace. In this case, where you had two Korban Pesachs that got mixed up, there might not be original Bailim to each animal, but you'll have a Bailim. That's good enough. But according to Rabbi Yehuda, doesn't seem to fit with the Mishnah, because you might not have the original Bailim. You just have this guy from the marketplace, so it doesn't fit. So the Gemara answers, Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan says, Afilu Teimer Rabbi Yehuda. You can even say that our Mishnah follows the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. Kevon de Amar Rabbi Yehuda ein shochten es haPesach ala yochid, because Rabbi Yehuda has a rule that you're not allowed to shecht a Korban Pesach, or you're not supposed to shecht a Korban Pesach on an individual person. It has to be a group. It has to be more than one person. So therefore, meikara lim nuye achrina bahadei koi. In this case, where it was just two people, each one had a Korban Pesach, we knew that other people were going to join. That was known all along. That was assumed. Therefore, if they bring in someone out from the marketplace, that's like an original member, because that person was going to be joining all along, and therefore even Rabbi Yehuda would agree in this particular case. Amar Rav Ashi, and Rav Ashi says, Masnisan nami daika. It makes sense that Rabbi Yehuda is the author of our Mishnah. Because what does it say in the Mishnah? It says, V'chein chamish chabura shel chamisha chamisha. It says if you have 5 groups and each group has 5 and they all get mixed up, so then again you do a very similar idea. You divide up. So you say one person you divide up the 5 animals among the 5 groups, but then you divide the 5 groups as well. So one person, so every single animal is going to have one person who was with that animal originally and 4 other people, and then they all say to each other, if this is my animal, then you join me. If it's not my animal, then I withdraw and I join you. And that's what all 5 people say. So they all divide up among all 5 animals. Now, the Gemara makes the following inference. Shel chamisha in, it needs to be that all 5 groups have 5 people so that you can have an original member with every animal. Every animal will have someone from the original group. Avol shel chamisha v'arba lo, but let's say one of the groups would just have 4 people. You can't bring in someone from the marketplace and make that the 5th person. Again, Rabbi Yossi would say you could bring in someone from the marketplace. There's no requirement to have an original member. But the mashmos, the implication of the Mishnah is you do need an original member. And why is that the case? The reason why you need 5 in every group is, as we just said, because you need to have an original member of the group with each animal, and that's the only way to do it. So it seems like Rabbi Yehuda and the Gemara says, Shema Mino, indeed you do see that this is the case. And this is the end of the 9th Perek, Hadron Aloch Misha Yatame, Uslikola Pesach Sheni. We've concluded Pesach Sheni. This is the end of Perek Misha Yatame. And we will continue with the next video on Daf Tzadi Tes Amid Beis. If you're enjoying these videos, please take a look at the description box below. You can see how to support this channel and subscribe, like, and share.